So a couple of months ago, I made a video on TradeNBA.com, and it is the most viewed video on my channel. I made a part 2, and it's also very viewed. So obviously we have to make part 3. So here it is. And before we get started, most of you are subscribed to my channel. So if you're not, you're a loser. First trade, here we are. Andrew Wiggins to the Knicks. The Knicks have to give up Julius Randle to go to the Heat, and Jordan Poole also goes to the Heat. The Warriors get back Iguodala and Duncan Robinson as kind of a replacement for Klay, because Duncan Robinson is like a B tier Klay Thompson. Maybe the Heat are giving up a bit much, but they are getting back Julius Randle, a center that at times, his basketball becomes very ugly. But it does give the Heat big man depth, which they've needed throughout the whole playoffs, because whenever Bam Adebayo came out, they relied on Kelly Olynyk and Myers Leonard, which honestly they're just there for shooting threes. And the Knicks get something exciting back, maybe a place that now Andrew Wiggins is a number 1 option, so he could develop. And yeah, I just think this trade works out for literally everyone. I don't see why nobody would say no to this. Next trade up, we have the Spurs, Pacers, Heat, and Wizards. Wizards don't get back like a crazy defensive center, but better than Thomas Bryant, because the Wizards really need defense. This is the Wizards trying to contend and just make it somewhere in the playoffs, so they get Aldridge for like the last year of his contract. The Spurs, they get a slightly younger player in Malcolm Brogdon. He's not as young as he seems. He won Rookie of the Year when Joel Embiid was going to win Rookie of the Year, or Ben Simmons, one or the other, but they were injured. But he's actually 28, and Embiid and Simmons are both 25 and below. Spurs also get a replacement at center in Thomas Bryant, and a chance to tank to get a higher pick than like 14, which they're going to get every year. And the Pacers, they have to give up Malcolm Brogdon, but they do get back more of a glue guy in Andre Iguodala, a young player in Wagner, Ish Smith, and a first-round pick. Because honestly, I don't think the Pacers really are going to work out. TJ Warren just got injured. I'm not sure how severe his injury is, but I know he's definitely going to be out for a little while. And maybe it's time to start over and rebuild. They do give up Miles Turner, because Sabonis and Turner obviously hasn't really resulted in wins. They got swept by the Heat in the first round last year, and they were a higher seed. The Heat get back a big man that will replace Bam when Bam's out of the game, and can play alongside Bam because he can shoot threes, and he's pretty much just Myers Leonard or Kelly Olynyk, but with defense. And when Bam played with Myers Leonard, trade 3. Trailblazers, Jazz, Pacers, and Warriors. I know Wiggins is getting traded again, but, it's whatever. The Trailblazers finally give up on CJ and Dame because they're too similar, and they get back a more defense-oriented player in Victor Oladipo and Jeremy Lamb, just because, I don't know why. Jeremy Lamb, just throw him in there, give him some value, and match the contracts a bit better. The Jazz get CJ McCollum. In my opinion, he's a better backcourt pair than Mike Conley. But Mike Conley's played well this season, so maybe the Jazz wouldn't do this. Jeez. Whatever, we're going with it. The Pacers get Wiggins, that young, exciting player. He's going to replace Victor Oladipo, so they can start to, rebuild more. I know, I really want the Pacers to rebuild. I'm sorry, Pacers fans. I'm not a Pacers fan, but, I like certain Pacers players. The Warriors get Bojan Bogdanovic, a replacement for Wiggins that can shoot threes, and they get a second-round pick. This is a good trade in my opinion. And this is trade A4. This is our 4th trade, but it's trade A of 4. Because there's 2 trades. Trade A, Timberwolves getting a deeper bench, Rockets getting younger. Ricky Rubio goes to the Rockets with Jaden McDaniels and 2 second-round picks. Because, the Rockets pretty much have 0 first-round picks. So if they want to tank, they really can't. The Timberwolves get Eric Gordon and Daniel House Jr. 2 good 3 shooters pretty much. And gives them more depth than they had earlier because they're literally having like Juancho Hernangomez playing like 40 minutes a game right now. So I don't know if everybody gets better, but Timberwolves definitely get better. Rockets get better for the future with these 2 second-round picks and Jaden McDaniels, who was just drafted. I'm not sure when, but I think it was. Jeez, I'm not sure. I think it was a first-round pick. And this is trade B. Trade A, trade B. Trade B, Rockets, Timberwolves, but this time we add the Heat in. Rockets are like, if we're going to do this trade to get younger and get more picks, why don't we just go all in and trade James Harden to the Heat? So James Harden goes to the Heat. Kelly Olynyk goes to the Rockets, who I think is a perfect big man for them. Jarrett Culver goes to the Rockets, a young player. Tyler Hero goes to the Rockets. He's like a B-tier version of James Harden, kind of, without a step back or a Euro step, I guess. And then they get a first-round pick from the Heat and a second-round pick from the Heat. Now, I know Heat fans are going to come after me. Oh my goodness, Tyler Hero's so much better than Harden, you can't do this to us. We're keeping Tyler Hero. You guys just made it to the finals. If you try to win the finals with Jimmy Butler and Bam, then I think you need another star, because there are some pretty good teams that you're going to run into that are as deep as the Heat, or deeper sometimes with maybe the Clippers or the Raptors, or maybe even Lakers now, but they have superstars. Like the Lakers are just like the Heat, but LeBron and AD are better than Jimmy and Bam. But when you give up some of that depth to add a third star, I'm not sure how that'd work, because I just noticed that people have egos, and I feel like Jimmy Butler and James Harden would hate each other. James Harden on the Heat, it's a great basketball fit, but in practice I can see them hating each other, because like James Harden doesn't really want to work. He just wants to do stupid stuff and be James Harden, and Jimmy Butler is like, oh, we gotta work, we're gonna win, we gotta work. But in a basketball game, they would fit perfect together. The Rockets, they get some youth picks and a center that can shoot threes, which sounds great for the Rockets, but they're moving on from James Harden, so they might not need that anymore. And the Timberwolves give up some of their youth, but get Iguodala and a second-round pick. Iguodala is a more proven player. My only problem is Iguodala is 35 years old. That's not even a joke, not even an exaggeration. But I don't know, I like this. And the only problem is this Timberwolves problem right here and the Heat problem right here. Other than that, I really like it. And if you made it this far in the video, you probably liked it. I told you there's 2 more trade videos like this, so go check them out. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'm out. Bye-bye.